Welcome to Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes. This is Grand Arena Final Matchup Week 1, Season 22. Taking a look here at the last round was a win. Opponent got stuck with my defense. Charlie Wan here. Give BlueStacks a second to catch up. So here, my opponent got through the first territory. 3 attempts on the Bounty Hunters. This is a team that I would no longer put on defense typically, but because the gear is excessive from going after the Executor, I did it. Tripped up by the Night Sisters. He got through the harder teams. But he got slowed down on the back wall. The old Ben team came through, Nute came through, 1 attempt on these other teams. I don't think this opponent had a particularly shallow roster. And the defense wasn't particularly strong, so I'm surprised the old Ben came through. And it looks like he stopped playing at this point. Which kind of makes sense, where he had a lot of banners, but there was a low amount of clears. And so it might mean under situations where he's not winning or has lost too many battles, he is deciding to cease attacking, like this scenario. My opponent today, that is a Chinese opponent. He has a tough roster. We have a few advantages, but he has the Galactic Legend advantage, which is one of the reasons why I went for the Executor, was I wanted these tougher opponents. So we are at a GL disadvantage. He does not have the Executor though, but he does have both of the ships. So taking a look here, he's in the stronger guild. Respectable lifetime ban, not even respectable, a good amount of lifetime banners. It's an opponent who wins more than not. Clears are pretty good, undersizes are light. Edge on the top 80 GP, fewer Zetas, so already some less bloat in certain places, but more relics, significantly more relics, 14 more. More in the gear 12. But he has a far shallower roster. He's got basically 30 less characters than I do. Doesn't necessarily mean anything, because it's not like you see a lot of those gear 11 characters that I go for fairly often, or that I have fairly often. And then when we look at the mod, 6 dot mods, significantly less on the 6 dot and on the quality. So that is where some of the gear difference is being made up, like where I am catching up to the amount of relics that he has, because he doesn't have that much more of a top 80 GP than me. And then relic levels, he has not way more, 3 more tier 7. I've got a lot more tier 5, but this is why we're getting matched up, is he has a lot of low level relics. And those aren't increasing the GP all that much. No cat, but he does have C and SLKR. I couldn't really see what his Grand Arena history was like. I'm really hoping C's not on the back wall, because we're going to get stuck if that's the case. I don't think I have a 3v3 C solution. But he has lower gear on Jedi Knight Luke, and his gas is only relic 3. And then there is his fleet. So we are going to jump into this. Because of the amount of time I am putting into Conquest right now, I have not prepped or planned out my strategy. So we'll see how I approach it. I did take a look at it earlier though. I think we can handle it for the most part. So top wall, it looks like CLS has held. He has not attempted Darth Revan yet. I don't think he's done. Top territory, I don't think he had any trouble here. He just waltzed through this one. I did hold back my Beskar Mando this time because I'm planning. I knew he was going to have his crew on defense. Anybody who goes for SLKR is going to put that stuff on defense. And so I wanted to have a counter for crew that wasn't going to require one of my stronger teams. And then I'll show you the bottom territory here real quick before we get started. So this is all fairly standard, just kind of reshuffled some of these teams around. With his team, we've got Grievous. We'll probably Shaak T the Grievous. We could Bad Batch the Grievous. We got Geos here. That'll just be Palpatine. We can nest this Shaak T, but maybe we don't because there's another team we can nest. We've got Nute. We'll just Wampa that. We'll probably Jango or Gas the Ventress. On the bottom territory, there is a Phasma team is where I'm considering making that the other nest team. We've got the SLKR, but not one of the harder comps. We've got a Hux and a crew. And we're going to just get started here. I think actually we'll just nest this. We'll do something else against the Shaak T. And the reason I'm nesting it is these characters aren't really scary relics. We'll daze them all so they stop assisting everybody. We're taking too many turns. This is something I don't like about people with bad mods, is when I try and take my nest, and this happened in round one, where we're not countering as much, which exposes us to those situations where I actually think I'm going to hit this pilot. I felt safer getting hit by Phasma. What I don't like about these slower mods is with all these turns Nest is taking, we're losing our protection and exposing ourselves to these scenarios where they could get lucky with a hit. But Phasma's damage is so light, which is why I don't mind Phasma hitting us. And that's why I get why people put teams like that on defense, but just because they're at relics doesn't make them good. It's just like I have Rolo and all those rebels relic for my JML, and you don't see me putting them on defense. I think we'll go this route. I had taken several nights off and did not follow my own advice with Conquest. And I'm paying for it right now to try and make sure I get Maul. Especially because I already put in all the time the first 2 rounds of Conquest. To not get Maul at this point would just be ridiculous. Part of the reason I did Yoda here is the extra AoEs from Master Stroke being able to take out these Night Sisters without having to focus on them. Get to the ultimate soon. Not that, I guess not. Still have like another 29 banners to get on Conquest before morning. Beskar Mando this. I guess this isn't foolproof, but I feel pretty good about it. Quill is the key here. Without him, this doesn't work. But what's nice is IG-11 cleanses. You land the shock. The shock is what makes all of this work. And we're going to lose. Let's see if we get lucky with Executioner. No. I should put mechanics. No, I shouldn't have. Is this your one well-modded team? Alright, we're just getting out of here. Make me use something against that? I don't want to do that. Still want to keep all that stuff on the back wall. We'll stick with the plan up against Hux, which is Han. Probably gonna have to resort to my Jedi up against those other guys. Alright, we're gonna hit Sith Trooper. Actually, let's see if we can stun Hux. No. It would have been nice to get that stun. You get that stun. No. Hoping for that stun so we didn't lose that banner like we did. Alright. Crew. just wonder if we have an option here where I don't feel like resorting to a team I'd rather use elsewhere. Most of these other teams are just going to lose. My best Jedi are just gas. The other, what kind of bounty hunters are we looking at? If I had Boba Fett and Bossk, we could do it. I don't trust these guys. We don't have a second full team of relics. AoEs will take out the rest of them. I hate that we're gonna have to do it, but we're gonna do it. I'm just gonna have to use the 501st. I was really counting on Beskar Mando. I guess maybe I should have done Beskar Mando first, then I could have used a different Jedi combination. If I still had JKR, that would be nice. Let me think about this for a second. No, let's do it. If I had a faster IG-11 in Quill, or if, you know what, I just need a relic, not relic. I think even Gear 12, my BB-8 would be fine. Because my JTR and R2 are where they need to be. But my BB-8 dies and doesn't work at these relic levels. But getting BB-8 to a point where I can JTR these higher level relics again, it's definitely in my interest. Because this is just a waste of gas. Not really a waste, it's just massive overkill. Alright, there we go. Let's move on, see if we are screwed on this back wall or not. I'm really hoping for a soft back wall. Save your Sith, your Emperor for the front wall. Alright, we got Kylo, we got Bossk. Perfect. Perfect. We can have fun back here. Let's start off with Kylo. We'll check feeds. We can do Fennec. Although I put my Mon Mothma on defense this time because I felt like we were going to need her back there. But we'll keep going through this, try and get as many solos as we can do. Maybe not as many, we want to do some fun stuff. We will choose fun over solos. Okay, no blind, that's good, but we're not countering to get the healing immunity. Let's just try and get that healing immunity. Give me that healing immunity. Give me my turn. Alright, let's heal up. Retribution, because we got the blind. Give it to me. Perfect. Beautiful. Can we? No. We're gonna come back here. We might JTR that, but that boss could easily take out my BB-8. Not Bossk, the Boba Fett. I've been surprised how much I've been enjoying my Relic Boba Fett. That's my Relic A Boba Fett. The execute on it is really noticeable. Why am I doing that? We got Royal Guard now. Let's do Royal Guard. Oh, he's on defense. I guess I should have done Thrawn. I don't know why we didn't do Thrawn. I think it's because in 5v5 I like to keep Thrawn for Traya, for Padme counters. I think I just in my head defaulted to not using her in this situation. Give me that stun. Come on. All right. We're just doing standard stuff you see from me. Let's go here for my Wampa. I would love to go back to like watching a show in the evening, but unfortunately Conquest requires so much time now that all of my recreational time now must be Conquest. Great job, CG. I'm really looking forward to the break from Conquest. Come back, B2. That's a little scary. This is the scariest one we've ever had. Oh my god. We have lost. Someone finally beat my Wampa. Don't like this. This is dodgeable, right? And now my solo one. We'll start taking this seriously pretty soon. I haven't quite decided when that is yet. Cleanse, do our mass assist, keep bringing down these stacks. Can we get stuns? Great stuns. Now we're going to start working on B2. Why are we countering? Not every... We're gonna do this. Kind of want to heal up a little bit before we have to take a massive hit. Yeah. This day. We can't win this without a clone. Just take me out. Take me out. We're playing too fast on this. All right, we'll be serious now. Let's just be serious. I think the serious thing to do is Traya. I prefer it when the fun things work. Like I want to do dumb solos. I don't feel like my Jango solo of the Night Sisters has worked at all this season. Really, I shouldn't do it when there's multiple stuns on the field. I should also just boost up his relic. Which I guess I'm going after JMK pretty soon, so it's going to happen anyway. Can we do something dumb with droids? We have IG-88. Got T3M4. Alright. Nihilus for the win. Or Scion. Are we just gonna Jedi Knight Luke this? Maybe Shaak T would have been a better place to bring Luke. I haven't thought about how I want to handle Shaak T. I don't know, I think this was the right choice. I can't believe they just took my Wampa from me. I've been doing that for months. And the only time it didn't work before was against Jango, for obvious reasons. I'm doing too many cleanups this time. This was a mistake. I should have used First Order. First Order is a better cleanup in this case. Because I could use these guys somewhere else. I mean, I guess I can use my First Order elsewhere too. Wait, well, I can use Hux against... I can use Hux here, right? It's a little risky with the gear difference, but Hux shuts down counters, right? Is that how he works? I don't know, this is a little iffy. Enemies can't counterattack if they have dominance. Okay. Which is what we want, but the question is, who's the third? Do we do officer? See, at these relic levels, I'm pretty sure this... We're not going to get away with this. But I think we want Officer to get back to Hux's ability quickly. We're going for it. I'd feel a lot better about this if we had Sith Trooper at Relics. He's on the list. Well, I guess there's 3 characters I want to rush at Relics right now, which is Canderous, Sith Trooper, and Commander Ahsoka. Do I do the swap? Let's do this. Let's do it. Nope. Yeah, just the gear is not there. Really, I should gear 12 my hooks. There's no reason not to. We will come back to that. We are going to beat this. We are going to risk losing my BB-8. Then after that, Shaak T is the hardest team left, and we're just going to have some fun on the rest of this. We need to make sure to take out Boba Fett as quickly as possible. I'm going to try and go for the stuff. Okay. Come on. Okay. Now here's where we risk losing our BB-8. Oh my god, we got so lucky there. It's so lucky. We will not be surviving another one of those. We need to... No, 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 don't do that. Alright, we're good now. We're good. There's a number of characters I'm going to be taking to Gear 12 pretty soon. After we... There's a couple milestones I want to do on other characters, and then we're going to round out a lot of our softer Gear 11 characters. Like BB-8, Nute, Hux, those kinds of characters. Stop. Cura team is the softest here. We have that Rogue One feat. We are going to attempt this Rogue One feat. I think that's the only one, right? I don't feel good about the Rogue One feat because I don't really feel like Jyn is that good except when she's with Cassian. Her lead really needs Cassian to really work. So 3 members of Rogue One. But I don't really want to use my Cassian with how my K2SO is. But maybe we do it anyway. I think we do it anyway. And my Jyn is really bad. So we're covering protection whenever they gain a buff. Suffered debuffs have a chance to be exposed, which is why Cassian is critical. Question is, do we do like Biston? I think we do bring in Biston. K2SO though, I like the taunting. He's really a lot better. It's really near term in the horizon that I bring up the gear on Jin and K2SO. I should have done her special. Just because Frenzy on Biston. See if we get a stun on Kira. No. Nice work. That's 2 feats completed. Because they are also Rebel Fighters and completed that Rebel Fighter feat. We only needed 2 more there. I got all these bounty hunters. What's fun? Mandos. We have Cat. I guess we need to make sure we don't paint ourselves into a corner with Shaak T here. Let's take a look at Empire first, because we've got Thrawn. We don't have Piet. I think we lose. But we are going to bring, if we get to a turn. That's an option. Take a look at what am I talking about? We got Jedi. What kind of Jedi team can I put together right now? Yeah, we don't really have Jedi. Can I make a Kiadi Mundi kind of team somehow? We get some evasion. What does Kiadi Mundi really give us, though? We get some speed, we get some health, we get some offense. I think we're going to do it for fun. Yeah, even more speed with Qui-Gon, but I don't think... I feel like Barriss. Or maybe... What does Plo give us? That's useless. I kind of feel like doing this. I want the speed. Because we're getting speed from Qui-Gon's lead. We're getting speed from Kiadi Mundi. But they've got preloaded turn meter, so this is all gonna fall apart anyway. Let's just do it. Let's have fun. Let's see what happens. Let's see if the speed boost we're getting from everyone is enough to counteract the preloaded turn meter. We hit Cody first. Let's hit Cody first. The bonus health we're getting from Kiadi Mundi is definitely doing something. Do I want to do Armor Shred first, though, is the question. I think we wanted the Armor Shred. No. Julie was definitely the way to go, but it was no fun to do it that way. Fine. Alright, let's keep going. The Qui-Gon was the mistake there. Barris. I think we could have at least beat Cody with Barris. Let's take a look at Scoundrels. We could do Mandalorians. Mandalorians are so bad though, this loses. I know this loses. We at least get a daze. We get some counteracting. No. You guys are so bad. We can use them on the back wall. This is gonna lose. The gear 11's just not high enough. But we're gonna do it. We get some days, we get some AoEs. If we survive that long. Nope, nope, not surviving that long. Moving on. Probe Droid wouldn't have been bad with this combo. Probably actually would have been better. Because with Probe Droid, we would put target lock on everybody, and then they wouldn't be getting buffs and retribution. It's my turn now. Come on. Perfect. And then we need a T3M4. That's a big loss. All right. Maybe. They're not putting down debuffs though. Really, something with Thrawn is by far our best option. I guess. I don't feel good about this. As long as we don't die, we can fracture Shaak T, take out Sergeant while Shaak T's fractured, and then we can deathmark Shaak T and take her out. But let's do the turn meter. Make sure we get our turn. Don't like it. Maybe I should be going after Shaak T. Do that. Do it again. Come on. Dispel. Sure. This is why I didn't want to go after Shaak T. We're just not doing enough damage. Fine. It's not the first time that that's happened, where we've come up against the Shaak T and we didn't leave ourselves enough. Really, we would have been better off, say, using my nest there as I was originally thinking, because then we definitely could have taken out that Phasma with some of the stuff that we used up against that Shaak T. The Phasma did not require as much. Now, the question is, which of these do I use the Mandos against? We're going to go up against Dengar. Oh, we have Fennec too. Keep forgetting about Fennec. Let's do Fennec here. Because I don't trust her at this point. Saving the cleanse, we need that for when there's debuffs. I don't know, I don't feel like we're learning anything from here. We're just kind of doing it. Yeah. I don't feel like we learned a thing there. I think he's done fighting me though. I have a feeling we definitely know there's a negotiator over there, but I'm betting his malevolence is over there too. So I don't think he's attacking my fleet because I think he knows he can't get through mine. Shred over here on Embo. I feel like he's more of the threat. I have no idea what Greedo's contract is. Let's get the days. We'll throw this on Bo. We're gonna hit the Beskar. We gotta get our ingots back. I don't know. Also felt pretty anticlimactic. I'm just sleepy. Yep. The question is, where do I use the executor? Let's just check some gear. So we got a relic 6. Relic 7. Relic 7. We'll use the executor up here. I always leave a slot open for reinforcement. With the bounty hunter ships, you don't You don't need to fill it out. There's no reason to call in another ship. And you usually don't even get to the third ship. Throw the breach over there on Anakin. We'll mark it as soon as Razor Crest goes. There's a mark. I always bring in Slave 1 first. Okay. I guess it doesn't matter. I'm calling in Cad Bane for a double hit to get us closer to these payouts. And I love the sound of that, of the seismic charge. Malevolence is a little tricky. And I'm actually wondering, maybe we want to bring somebody else in first. Because the Rebel fleet, I feel the best about it. But I prefer to bring it in as a cleanup. These other fleets don't work as well against the Malevolence. At least at the gear levels I have them at. So let's do this to start. Because if I'm in a position where I lose the Rebel fleet, then I don't think we're beating this Malevolence. So I'd rather sacrifice this Empire fleet, give myself more of an advantage. Okay, that's bad. See, now we're at least in a position now. Does anybody have a big hit? Not really. We're at least in a position where The hyena bomber will be easier to take out. Leave him alone. Come on. Where? I'm adding gear to my Biston. No, no, don't do this. Don't do this. No, no. This is what I was worried about. We at least got the hyena bomber, but I don't think the rest of these ships are up to the task. I'm going to start with Holdo. Holdo has no shot. Doing the finalizer. I don't like it. I'm going in like that. We'll take this. We'll take the SITH ships, and we'll throw them with Tarkin. I guess I could have put Sergeant. Clone Sergeant with one of them. I was hoping he would have split up the Malevolence and Negotiator. But really, I just need to boost up my home one. Not my home one. My Biston. So if my Biston could have survived, that would have made all the difference. I think we'll do this, because everybody's close to full turn meter. Stun. Let's see if we can get another stun. Perfect. We'll throw the hunted down. I'm not great at this fleet. Just blow them up. We didn't blow them up. Alright, there goes Sunfag. Is it? I think it's in my interest to not attack that ship. Alright. Stun him. We didn't get the stun. Let's take him out. He started this fleet with what? It was Sunfac. There is a vulture, so this is a vulture. Let's try and blow up the vulture. Comes back, okay. Alright. We can clean this up. Are there more reinforcements? Perfect. Alright. Let's use the Sith ships. Now, this will be the first time I have ever used the Sith ships. We don't have Vader, though. You can have Ghost. You can have Ghost. We're trying to work on my Sith Assassin and add that. I've never used these ships. I guess the command shuttle and Vader are the two ships we're missing from this scenario, so we're not really using a proper fleet. Beautiful. Yeah, he's not getting through my fleet. I think he has given up once he saw what I had on defense. So we will head to the new... We'll claim our feats and then we'll head to the new account. It's a sloppy win, but that's a win. Back here with a new account. This one will be another one. I checked this earlier. He's not getting through my defense. I haven't really been farming anything on this account. I've been slow on progressing because of videos I want to make that have been slowing up my progress because I haven't had the time to make those videos. And again, I'm gonna blame Conquest. So here's the top two territories. I guess no, we showed what happened in the last round. In the last video, we've been getting opponents who've been attacking me right away lately. He got tripped up on Darth Revan, but nice work getting through Darth Revan at this stage of the game. No Zetas, but still. That's some tough stuff. Bottom territory here. Got through the Nute. One attempt each up against Bastila and Padme. That just probably tells me he's out of teams at this point. And over here on the ships, he took his shot, couldn't get through it. Now here's what we gotta deal with. We got Phoenix, we got Han, so those are like CLS requirements probably. Yeah, CLS, Phoenix. We got a Bastila. Some other Jedi. How do we want to play this? I think we'll start with bounty hunters here. I wouldn't do this with the Zeta, but there is no Zeta, so I am going to approach it like that. I don't think I am actually. I think I'm gonna do Bossk. We're gonna bring in Karga. That'll get the contract off quick. Then we can just start disintegrating. Get our taunt off, start that frenzy. Get all these assists onto Ezra, get that contract off as quick as we can. There's the contract. We'll blow out Bastila. I think we get a dispel on that ability at higher levels, which would have been nice. Let's see if we can get a daze at least. All right, we got or better. That's better than what I was hoping. Let's just auto. And what was the other team? I think it was his own bounty hunters? No, Jedi. Let's just stick with bounty hunters. Because bounty hunters are in that good, not great range where there's no harm in using them. We're not depriving ourselves for the back wall, but they're still good enough where I don't have to worry about losing this. Okay. We got Akbar, Kylo, and what's our third? Just Jedi. Alright. No one's at a super high level or gear. So I think for the rest of these we can just throw in teams hit auto and move on. go. This Old Republic are the hardest. Not that it matters. Because we have a good distribution of good teams throughout the roster. And part of the reason we've been able to do that is by not maxing out teams, which has allowed us to distribute those resources a little bit more evenly. Like a lot of my Jedi are level 80 max, except for Jolie we brought up higher to put the Zeta on. Jedi Knight Revan we brought a little bit higher to get to gear 11. You can see like my Palpatine is still at level 80. We got level 75. We don't have a single gear 12 character, and we'll see how long we can leave it like that. Thinking about doing it for a bit. I have a lot of gear hoarded right now. I need to go for Malik, and then any remaining gear we're putting on all of the gas requirements. I want to see if we can at least do the gearing. We can't do the event because we don't have a capital ship. There we go. This is an almost full auto Grand Arena, except for that first round where we finished with auto but didn't start. Not round, first match. Okay, that wraps it up. I gotta run and do Conquest because we are in the final hours of Conquest. I have about 29 to 14 more feats to do. Some of them are easy, some of them are gonna be pushing it. We gotta get them all. So thank you for watching. Be safe out there, everyone, and be excellent to each other. This is Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes.